my fellow Americans, I have decided I'm going to give myself a run in a campaign to be the next president of the United States. Now, I have a speech I've got prepared here, and I'm going to tell you every change that I am going to make sure gets done in this country. And I'm going to raise some serious, glaring issues. Now, first of all, I'd like to make mention that I am going to be under the Independent Party. And I can tell you exactly why. Now, you see these. Now, this is the Democrats. This is their symbol. And, you know, I have analyzed this. And this tells me that they're a bunch of jackasses. And this represents the Republican Party. And after further analyzation of this, what I have come to conclude is that whenever there is a real big problem, what the Republicans do is they're afraid to address the elephant in the room. So, I am here to serve the people. I will be an independent party, and I will make the best decisions for this country. Okay, now, excuse me, I have a cold, pardon me. Alright, the first thing I'm going to address is I'm going to make a new list of terrorists that I think need to be brought into justice in this country. And lots of criminal lawsuits have been filed, and I've taken state tort actions against them for trespassing in the court of law. Now, these would include the following: spiders, ants, mosquitoes, vermin, rodents, etc. I'm going to put them on the... I've already updated the FBI's most wanted site. The number one right now is Charlotte. This would be Charlotte, the spider. Charlotte has not only violated many terms of our Constitution and Bill of Rights, but has trespassed in numerous households across the great nation, and I intend to put a stop to that. And in fact, I am actually going to ban them from the country for war crimes. They are going to be dealt with by the exterminators, and the Border Patrol are going to join forces, be a one cohesive unit, and all correspondence will be done and handled through the same medium. None of these criminals found guilty in a fair trial can be amicus curiae for habeas corpus either. That is dead. Okay? I know this sounds silly, folks, but I really do have a cold. Now, back to what I was talking about with these issues. The next thing I want to address that I'm going to change for this great nation is I've been seeing these commercials for Farmers Insurance for some time now. They even have themselves a jingle. Seems to be very popular. And I have sought this for many months now. And I have hired private investigators, all of like mind, who concluded the following: this does not help farmers. I know that may sound very displeasing, but you know what? They have concluded that, you know what this insurance can do? It can help your automobile, but it does not, in fact, help the farmers in the least bit. In fact, you might be surprised to find there isn't even a mention of a tractor in their insurance plans. Can you believe this? Yeah, this does not help the farmers in the least bit. I intend to make changes to this so that the farmers will truly be served. Instead, all they get is help with their cars. That is not going to help the farmers in the least bit. And not only that, no crops? They don't mention crops to anything into this. I mean, what is a farmer to do if the crops aren't growing? They're not sufficing with their properly, and they need to get their money from it. Not only that, but udder failures, and I'm talking about a cow, like udder, the cow's milk is not processed. Udder failures is what I should call it. So as I mentioned, all the aforementioned claims of cars with no crops, tractors, and udder failures, these things are not being addressed. I mean, a car is covered, but the other things are not, and I intend to change that. So the farmers insurance will actually help the farmers besides just their automobile. So I'm going to change that up. Alright, now the next thing I intend to do for our great country, I'm going to make internet troll insurance, because there's nothing worse than a troll on the internet. It's very unfortunate when you want to make a sad post about a funeral that you just attended, and then somebody just has to put up a meme that has a picture of Bugs Bunny and it says "cool story, bro." These things need to stop. I've had enough of it. So I am going to intend to basically put memes prevention in a firewall, and the best thing about this is it doesn't matter what your post's intentions were if you have this firewall. It could be, like I just said, a sad memoir, like a funeral post, or it could be hateful diatribes of today's musical artists. Anything that you want, and it'll prevent the trolls from doing what they do. And guilty parties' communications would be blocked with no allocation of violating the Fourth Amendment for searches and seizures, and no use of violating our Constitution for posse comitatus. That will not happen to you trollers out there. Simply, communications will be blocked from the person that, or should I say, the intended target for your laughter. And no causal nexus required. We don't need to prove this in court. This is just, if you get caught memeing, you're blocked, and our firewall should take care of it before it happens for the most part. Okay? Now, the next thing I'm going to address is I am going to allow swearing in mainstream news outlets. Now, this is not what you think. You see, I hear swearing on the news sometimes. They call them bloopers, and it happens all the time. And I think I almost lost my lunch. Oh, actually, okay. There's my sandwich. Okay. But, no, as I was saying, it really disturbed me when I see on the news they swear. And, you know, the news is intended for anybody to see of any age. You know, so the thing that I have a problem with is nothing really happens when they get caught swearing. Nothing that I've seen. So, therefore, what I am going to do is, if you choose to swear on a mainstream news outlet, the level of vulgarity for your profanity that you've chosen to use is going to be a pay cut out of you. Out of that paycheck for that particular news anchor, and it's going to be placed in your name in a check to very offensive racist groups in the United States. Because I feel as though if you can say a bad word on a news channel that's meant for all ages, then you are not helping the problem. So, yeah, your pay in part will be sent to other offensive organizations, racist organizations in the United States, mainly the IRS. And so that is how I will take care of that problem, because we want it to be clean news. We don't want any problems in there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to add a new day of the week. And it is going to take place between Saturday and Sunday. I don't know what I'm going to call this day yet, and I would like to ask the people, because I care about the people. I'd like the people to help me think of a name that this day should be called. And on this particular day, I'm going to have it so that most people will not have to work on this day. However, any employees that do end up working on this day, you know, such as jobs that need everyday services to provide, you know, they will get mandatory by law overtime pay for this day. And any employer's ineptitude will result in taxation of their respected company or service. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I have a new bill, folks, that I am just waiting to pass. As soon as I get elected, you better believe I'm going to get this bill passed with your support. And it is going to bring the yearly deaths in our nation down to 0. As soon as it passes, that is what is going to happen. And a lot of debates have gone on about this since I brought it up in the National Convention. Somebody asked me, well, how in the world is this even possible, Adam? And I explained how, that this bill is going to make this happen. It's going to stop all the deaths from going on. And on top of that, I added in my own little side package into this bill, and it's going to make every decade that you live equals a percentage of knockoff price for your casket and funeral discount. So 10%, 10 years, if you live 50, it's 50% off, just to, get people to stop trying to die. I think that would be a nice little thing to put it. And then in that particular debate, they told me that they were asking a rhetorical question about the bill. Well, I take every question seriously, so I made sure to let the gentleman know that I gave him a rhetorical answer. Thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen of our great nation, I'd just like to make an update on my presidential campaign and how it's been going. Just to keep you guys informed, because I care about you. So I have just learned that I've been told I have to be at least 35 to run for president. Very big disappointment. I mean, I have a lot of accolades, and I feel like I could run this nation very well. However, I believe that it was your credit score had to be 35 or your IQ or something. I did not realize that it was the age. And, I tried talking to the city council about this and seeing if there was some kind of a loophole I could get, to run this country the age that I am at this moment. And, I'm kind of confused by their response. Yeah, they let me know that their feeling was that I was a dumb bass. And I said, dumb bass? It just kind of confused me because, I'm a mammal. I am not an amphibian. I'm not a fish. So, and if I was a fish, I feel like I'd be more like a trout or something. I mean, a bass has more, bigger gills and stuff, and so I just, it kind of bothered me. And, it just, how do you test the IQ of a fish? So I was very confused by the city council statement. So, I went to the doctor and I asked them if they could give me a test to find out what species I was for sure. And they said there was no need to do that. They knew upon just the sight that I am a mammal. And so, that was good. And then, ironically, they wanted to get an IQ test out of me after that, But I can no longer run for president. I would love to have served you guys, so I guess you can't write my name on the ballot. But I would have loved to run for you guys maybe pretty soon. All right.